as much as college basketball has changed with the NIL and also the transfer portal, teams don't look the same. It hasn't touched yet the environment of March Madness, especially that first weekend. You feel when you walk in and you come through that stadium that first time for the first sets of games, you can just feel that it's still magical in some sense, despite some of the moving parts. Or do you feel it's changing a little bit atmosphere-wise because of so much movement in college basketball?
No, I'm with you. And, I think to the contrary, you start to develop these patterns with players who have maybe been to an NCAA tournament with another team, or a player that's punching up now. Like Grant Nelson last year, like a guy we covered at Alabama. So guys who have come from mid-majors or smaller schools, now they're in different universities. And I think it's interesting. Obviously, there's a whole discussion about NIL, and that certainly needs some regulation at some level, but it doesn't affect us, our preparation, the way we look at the games, because the games matter. They matter to their programs. They matter to the teams those players are playing for. That does feel like a regular season conversation. How many of these players will come back next year? Every player is, you'd be crazy not to pursue the portal on some level. Even if you're really happy where you are, you need, you should do your due diligence. But I think at the end of the day, the only time it affects us is when we know a team is out. Let's say they're losing, there's no way to come back, and we start determining, wow, as this guy played in his last game with this university, and that used to be pretty easy to know, and now you really don't know that because you don't always know the ins and the outs. But we approach these games the same way, and it hasn't changed at all. I started calling the NCAA tournament in 2011. So for me, it's the same, and it really matters, and it's a big audience, and there's nothing more entertaining, and it is one of the greatest sports days on the calendar across the world, not just in the United States. So, and to have a partner like you, not to shine you up, but Jimmy, you're one of the best college basketball analysts, one of the best basketball analysts going. You do your prep, you come in hardcore. You have all the notes, you have all your prep, you keep all of us in line. And, we're thankful that we have a guy like you that is our leader and the guy who kind of runs our crew when we dive into these games. So that's the beauty of it. The gigs are the gigs, but the relationships are really what matters. And we've been lucky to be a part of this for a long time now.
Check out new episodes of The Jim Jackson Show every Thursday. Watch on The Rich Eisen Show YouTube page. Follow the show on Instagram @Jim Jackson Show, or listen wherever you get your podcasts.